Hey guys, the people you're about to see all have given written consent to be interviewed and videotaped. I worked hard to represent and make this video as interesting as possible. So I hope you guys like it. Enjoy. What's your name?
Jesus Diaz.
Alright, Jesus. So I'm gonna ask you a couple questions about human sexuality, and I want you to answer it to the best of your ability, alright? Alright. Jesus, what is your background or culture?
I am Hispanic. My parents, my father is from Dominican Republic, and my mom is from Nicaragua.
Okay. So, for the interview, what is your name?
My name is Hesler Roque.
Okay. Hesler, what is your background or your culture?
I was born in Nicaragua and raised in the United States.
Hi, how are you? Can you tell me your name?
Yes, my name is Genesys.
Okay, Genesys, what is your background and culture?
I was born in Honduras, Tegucigalpa, Honduras, and I'm Hispanic.
All right, cool. How do you feel about women in the military?
Perfectly fine. I was in the military, and I worked with women in the military, and it's a job.
Okay. Do you find them an influential part of the armed forces? Like, do you find them as as them making a difference, just like men do?
Absolutely. We have female generals.
Awesome.
Commanding a lot of people. So.
How do you feel about women in the military?
Well, as for me, in my opinion, I really want to join the Air Force, so I think that is a great idea. If you like it, go for it, and if you don't, well, that's perfectly respectful.
How would you feel if the president was a woman? Would this be a good thing or a bad thing?
If she had what it takes, and I mean the guts to make the tough decisions and the smarts, that come with a position like that, I'd be fine. I feel great, to be honest, that we have advanced so much that we broke the barriers of race, religion, gender. Honestly, that'd be a great day.
How would you feel if the president was a woman? Would this be a good thing or a bad?
I think that would be amazing. First of all, because as women, we are known to be as caregivers, and I think that not that there would be more peace and not that all the problems would end, but I think that they would be handled in a different manner.
How would you feel if the president was a woman?
No, I wouldn't. That'd be great.
Do you believe that would be a good thing or a bad thing?
I feel like it would be a good thing.
You want to put some enlighten that?
Just to throw it out there, we haven't had a woman president, so.
Okay. How do you feel about stay-at-home dads? Is that a normal thing, or do you believe that women should stay at home and men should be the breadwinners?
Well, that's interesting because I was talking to my friend the other day, and she mentioned that same case about a friend of hers who also was in the military, and he got out and he married his longtime friend, and she went in the Air Force, and they're both living now in Germany. And she's in the military now, so she has to do her duty every day. And he's staying home. He went to school for culinary arts, and what he does is that he stays home, takes care of the house, and he teaches military wives how to cook on the side. So there you go. We have cases like that where women are completely fine with that. So, I personally wouldn't want that for myself because I want to have a career and I don't see myself staying home,
Yeah.
But if that's something that both find that is convenient for them, then.
How do you feel about stay-at-home dads? Is that a normal thing, or do you believe that women should stay at home and men should be the breadwinners? Why or why not?
For me, that's normal. I mean, if my husband would stay home and cook and clean for me, I think that's perfect. My culture, like I said, it's very man-based, so they usually see as the girl that has to stay at home and the guy has to go out and work. But I mean, if the guy can stay at home and cook, that's perfectly fine for me.
How do you feel about women who make more money than men? How does your culture view this?
Well, where my family's from, or where I was originally born, that's not the case. Obviously, men have positions of power, and it's very rare to see a woman making more money than a man. However, here in the United States, we see that all the time. And we see women having positions of power and making a lot more money than other men. I think it's a normal thing for us nowadays.
Okay. So you find that acceptable, as an
absolutely.
okay?
I mean, I think that everyone is entitled to make money in parallel to how much they're contributing to society. Say, for example, a CEO of a company, why do they make a lot more money? Because they're adding a lot more value to the company than the janitor cleaning the floors. And if the CEO happens to be a woman and the janitor happens to be a man, hey, it's just
How do you feel about women who make more money than men? How does your culture view this?
Well, my culture, let's start to answer that question first, is usually very man-based, you can say. Like the guy has to make more money in the relationship or in the house. But I think that if the girl makes more money, that's great. If a girl can stand out and be better than what they're portrayed to be, I think that's amazing, and I totally agree with. I think that's good.
How do you feel about gay marriage? How does your background view this?
We respect that, although my religion doesn't agree with it and does not respect it. I'm a very open-minded person, and I completely respect everybody's.
How do you feel about gay marriage? How does your background view this?
I don't judge that. I see everybody.
Does your family say family, background, culture? Do they view this as an okay thing?
Actually, no. Some of them are against it. Yes. Some see it as like it shouldn't be that way.
What are your views about masturbation? Is it okay for both men and women? Why or why not?
I think that it's an okay thing. I mean, I don't know anyone that has ever been. People do deny doing it, but hey, it's a normal thing. Humans have desires, and so I think it's okay to explore yourself.
What are your views about masturbation? Is it okay for both men and women? Why or why not?
Well, I respect that as well, and if you feel like you have to do it, go ahead and do it. I mean, I find nothing wrong with finding pleasure in something that you like.
Okay. How does your background influence your answer?
My background actually, my religion, very religious family and all that, doesn't respect that, doesn't go for that. But like I said previously, I'm a very open-minded person, and I do agree that if you have to do certain things to please yourself, to please your body, that's perfectly fine.
Who should initiate sex? If the other person initiates, how would you feel?
Male usually, right?
Depends. It's what you feel. Do you feel that if a woman comes to you and initiates sex, is that okay? Is that attractive? Is that appealing to you?
Yeah, I do find it attractive at times, but it also depends, like how friendly or how she comes at you also.
So there's like a limit, like there
is a limit, like
okay.
there has to be like some sometimes you just gotta snap and like put a stop to it.
In like a traditional sense, would you say that the male would obviously initiate sex? Is that the normal thing, at least to you?
I mean, yeah.
Who should initiate sex? If the other person initiates, how would you feel?
I think that whoever is turned on initiates sex. I don't really think that there's a role for someone to initiate sex. I mean, if he initiates it, that's amazing. If I initiate it, I hope he likes it. I mean, I don't think that there's a role for someone to initiate.
What are your
sex.
views on sexual stimulators like toys, etc.? I mean, I guess they have for men, they have for women. What do you feel about that? What are your views?
I mean, yeah, pretty much every adult store out there is making good money. So.
But do you have any is it okay to use them? I mean,
yeah, if they like it.
what are your views on sexual stimulators like toys, etc.?
Well, I mean, for sex, I think it's a great idea. I mean, it keeps things in a different level, you can say, and it makes everything more exciting. So I think it's great.
Do you find pornography a normal thing to act on? Why or why not?
Well, nowadays, pretty much, not every, some people are into it, some people are not. I mean, nowadays I do see it normal because it's pretty much today's generation, and most people are into that.
Okay. Do you yourself watch porn?
Yeah.
Do you find pornography a normal thing to act on? Why or why not?
Pornography, well, I don't think it's very normal, but I mean, I personally don't like it because it's putting girls in a very bad situation. You could say it's making us look very bad. But if that person doesn't, I mean, if that's their desire and if they like it, then there's nothing that, I would have to say against that.
How do you feel about women who are unfaithful or men who are unfaithful? How would your culture view this? To you, is one worse than the other?
Okay, well, about unfaithfulness, I think that sometimes it happens because the relationship is not going well. My culture, like I said, usually sees men they respect more men to be unfaithful than women. If women are unfaithful, they usually see them as whores, or they portray names. But I mean, it's really about the relationship that you're having with that person and what influences you to go ahead and be unfaithful to the person that you're with.
Okay. Have you, in any experience, gone through that?
Yeah, I have. I was unfaithful to one of my boyfriends, but I'm not trying to excuse it, but I think that personally the communication that you have with that person, and if the relationship is starting to break, and if that person is not giving you what you want or it's not making you happy, I think that pushes you to look at other people and to be interested in other people. But if I were to have to repeat it again, I would say that, I wouldn't do it because it crushes more the person to find out that you were unfaithful than to just let them know that you don't have feelings.
All right. So how do you feel about a woman who is unfaithful or a man who is unfaithful? How would your culture view this? And to you, is one worse than the other?
It's a matter of ethics, of course, and ethics and values. And I think it goes both ways. It's the same thing. Whether a man or a woman cheats on their wife or husband or boyfriend, girlfriend, it's really the same thing. There's no difference.
So but is it wrong? Is it?
Of course it's wrong. Yeah.
So hypothetically speaking, if you were in a situation that a person was cheating on their significant other with you, would that give you a feeling of satisfaction or accomplishment? Why or why not?
No, it wouldn't give me a feeling of satisfaction or accomplishment because I would put myself in that other person's shoes, and you know I wouldn't like it for that person to be doing that to me. So no, I wouldn't feel accomplished or satisfied. I actually would feel worried, and my conscience, you know, would be killing me.
Hypothetically speaking, if you were in a situation that a person was cheating on their significant other with you, would that give you a feeling of satisfaction or accomplishment? Why or why not?
Can you say that again?
Yeah, if say hypothetically speaking, you're talking to a girl and has a boyfriend, but she's cheating on him with you, would you feel like a sense of, you know, accomplishing something?
No.
As like, you know, oh, I took her away from him, something like that?
Not really.
No?
I don't really like getting into situations like that, to be honest, because from my military background, I think of it this way. Okay, I was in a group of guys, especially the job that I used to do, which is being an infantryman. I was in a group of guys, but we all just looked out for each other in everything we did. So I kind of took that philosophy into my life out here, and I try to like look out for other people as well. So I would just put myself in the guy's situation and think, hey, would I want someone else to do the same thing to me? So no, I wouldn't feel a sense of accomplishment. Honestly, I'd be if it ever happens to me, which probably will never happen to me, because I don't think I'll put myself in a situation like that. I wouldn't feel accomplished. I would feel ashamed of myself, to be honest.
Right. Well, thank you, Genesys, for taking the time to answer the questions to the best of your ability, and I appreciate it, all right?
No
Well,
problem.
thank you, Hesler, for your time to answer the questions to the best of your ability. I appreciate it. Right. Well, thank you, Jesus Diaz, for your time. I appreciate you answering the questions to the best of your ability. Hope you have a great day, buddy, all right? Well, guys, this was my presentation. To me, interviewing these individuals was a learning experience. I learned somewhat how they all have different views on the issues I brought up. I also learned how people from different countries, cultures, and religions view these questions. Finally, I realized a little about how them, as Americans, view these questions, which I then concluded that them, as individuals that were born or raised in the U.S., have open minds towards these questions, with little if no influence from their upbringing. I personally thought that the project would be best represented in a video, so that the class can see their reactions when answering the questions. Also to see and feel how they themselves feel about the issues I brought up. I hope you guys enjoyed watching and learned a little something about their views on human sexuality. Thank you.